going through the technical.
And Charles Oakley will shoot the technical, an 82% free throw shooter. They have heard a Mods report earlier that Charles was going to make a decision following this game as to how he feels in terms of the possible operation on the dislocated toe. And an operation would mean he would be sidelined 6 to 8 weeks, and that would be a devastating loss for this club. He is the heart of the ball club. He was their MVP last season.
Pat Ryan telling us before the game all the little things that he does for them defensively with help, as we see Tony Kukoc get the little hand foul.
Tony Kukoc checked in just a moment ago, and he has done a job, as you see, number 2 in the NBA behind Del Curry of Charlotte in terms of points per game coming off the bench. And Kukoc had a season high 27 against Indiana here on Friday night.
And Tony still wants to start. He practically asks Phil Jackson every game if she can be a starter. Phil says, Tony, not yet. We need you coming off the bench. And really, as long as Tony gets those 30 to 35 minutes and is in there down the stretch, that should appease him. But the problems that Phil Jackson had is utilizing Pippen and Kukoc together. They're outstanding ball players. They make things happen for themselves, make things happen for each other. And actually, Tony Kukoc has developed into their best low-post player, so he's going to get more minutes at that big forward spot.
I thought Phil Jackson did a very fine impersonation of Tony Kukoc as he imitated Tony asking and pleading to start. Can Kukoc and Pippen play together on a regular basis?
That's why anytime you have two good basketball players, they will find a way. They both have excellent court vision. They see everybody. They're outstanding team players. The problem that Kukoc has are at the defensive end. He don't make a lot of defensive errors. He doesn't have a toughness inside, nor is he a good rebounder. He's just playing out on the court, but they can play together.
So the illegal defense call against the Knicks. Oakley trying to save him. Pippen on the recovery. The Knicks lead 29 to 20. Greg Anthony and John Starks now in the backcourt. Patrick Ewing, Charles Oakley, and Anthony Mason on the front line. Ewing with the drop step changed his mind, finding Mason. Anthony Mason. Good play by Patrick Ewing.
Patrick is seeing everything very well right now. He understands fully just when that double team is coming, and he is finding the open man.
Big lead is 11. Kukoc guarded by Oakley off the hesitation dribble. Beautiful run. What a move by Tony Kukoc.
And the Bulls are doing more and more of that, isolating for Kukoc because he can take just about anybody off the dribble. Everybody knows he's left-handed. Everybody knows he's going that way. It's very difficult to stop.
That's a leg block. The Knicks will get a new 24.
A typical Charles Oakley, always coming up with that loose ball. Famous for his saves. Normally starts a fast break for the New York Knicks, but as you're always told, don't save it in front of your opponent's basket. This time Oakley gets burned as Pippen cleans up.
We come up on a minute to go in this first quarter. Shot clock is running down. Ewing did not get it off in time. Apparently, they had only 12 on the 24. It was not called a leg block. It was deflected out of bounds. So the Knicks did not get the new clock. And the Bulls take over. They're down by 9. Pete Myers and Steve Kerr now in the backcourt. Bill Wennington at center. And the forwards, Scottie Pippen and Tony Kukoc. Pete Myers, a one-time New York Knick. Originally not signed and then added to the roster. Kukoc would have gotten the continuation on the call. Charles Smith picked up the foul. You know, you look at Pete Myers, who was a starter last season, 81 of 82 games, and the Bulls at first decided not to re-sign him. But here he is back and getting the playing time.
Well, a tremendous disappointment for Pete since he did such a good start. Started all the playoff games as well. The Bulls did reward Steve Kerr and Bill Wennington for fine regular seasons, but Pete Myers was left down the cold, and it really was a matter of numbers again, and that has happened to him throughout his career. But this guy has 9 lives. He has bounced back. He was in the right place at the right time, and the Bulls brought him back because they wanted the feistiness that he gave them last year in defense and a little bit of that personality that was missing when he left.
Well, the decision was to go to the free agent market, and they signed Ron Hoffer. That was last touched by Pippen. So the Knicks have 15 on the shot clock. The Knicks shooting just under 60%, 13 of 23 from the field. The Bulls 8 of 17, and the Knicks have done it off the board. That has been their main concern. They have not been a good rebounding team this season. Pippen on the pull-up against Mason. Rebound Wellington. Down to 20 seconds remaining in this first quarter, and Pat Riley says hold for one shot. The Knicks lead 31-22.
Going to look for John Starks coming off this little curl play.
Ewing. Pippen checks the clock and then fires. So Charles Oakley with an outstanding first quarter. 3 of 5 from the field. 9 points in all to lead the Knicks. And it's the Knicks.
Holidays to all of you folks watching here today. Now, players around the league celebrated Christmas in a lot of different ways. Here is Sean Kemp in Seattle, who he's put on an extra 40 pounds since last season playing Santa Claus. And there is Magic Johnson in Los Angeles handing out gifts. I think he was an elf. And David Robinson in San Antonio also handing out gifts. And here in Chicago, Scottie Pippen celebrated Christmas by surprising a group of kids in the Cabrini Green area here in Chicago with 500 new winter coats. Happy holidays, everybody. Marv?
Thank you, Ahmad. And Scottie Pippen off to a fast start. 13 points in the first quarter. Hit 3 from downtown. 4 out of 9 from the field overall. The Knicks lead 31-22. John Starks called for the offensive foul. That's his second personal. Starks pushing out as he drove the baseline.
And Pat Riley very upset here. Let's watch John's left arm as he goes into Bill Wennington. Actually, he didn't wave him off. He just kind of threw the elbows into Wennington. And Pat Riley a little upset with John Starks for forcing the action there. And I'm sure they had a set play call coming out to start the second quarter.
John has been getting into foul trouble this season. Wennington with the open shot. He has the good outside touch. So the Knicks lead is now 7.
Well, the Bulls are really able to spread the floor with this particular lineup. Actually, the 2 point guards out there are Scottie Pippen and Tony Kukoc. Most of the time, they're going to be making the play. That was Steve Kerr drawing and kicking. You don't see that too often.
Kerr now defending against Anthony. Again, the double team led by Ewing, and he found the open man, Mason. Beautiful pass from Patrick Ewing, and the Knicks now lead 33-24.
That's why the Knicks want the ball to go inside. Good things happen when the ball goes through Patrick Ewing. Either he will score or make a play for somebody else.
Mason with the rebound. So Ewing, Mason, and Smith up front. Starks and Anthony in the backcourt. Pretty move by Ewing, who's played well. He has 6 points, along with 7 rebounds and 3 assists. And the Knicks match their biggest lead of the game, a margin of 11. Wellington. Well, Bill Wellington hitting on his second field goal. The Knicks 35 and the Bulls 26. Minute and a half gone by in the second quarter. Marv Albert, Mac Dukas, and Ahmad Rashad from Chicago. Anthony, yes, and it counts.
Anthony by Greg Anthony.
So he gets the bucket, and he was fouled by Kerr.
Well, take a look at Patrick Ewing in the low post. And this Chicago Bull player right here is going to come down, but he has to make a quick decision to double team hard. And then Anthony Mason, right over there watching, going right down the lane. The weak side of the defense of the Bulls just not alert and didn't plug in the lane. Easy basket for Mason.
Anthony coming up short. Trying to hit on a three-point play, and the Knicks lead 37-26. Herb Williams came on just a moment ago for Patrick Ewing. Hubert Davis also checking in for the first time. The Knicks come up with a steal. Smith from deep. Pippen going behind the back. Pippen for 3. This time way off. He's hit 3 from downtown.
Now, Scotty is feeling it. That was not a good shot. However, he took one earlier in the first quarter that was not a good shot, but went in anyway. He feels like he's got it going from beyond the line.
Traveling violation. Herb Williams. Timeout is called. 9:32 remaining in the second quarter.
By the
here in Chicago. Capacity crowd, better than 22,000 on hand. I must say the New York Knicks were not great fans of Chicago Stadium. Not a favorite place for the Knicks, who lost their last 9 playoff games there. And to this point, the Bulls up and down here in their new home.